Thank you very much. Let's sit down, please. The Honorable Vice President, Chief Minister, the Chairman of the Presidential Initiative for Climate Change, Renewable Energy and Food Security, BCREF, and the Energy Governance Coordination Group, Ministers and Deputy Ministers of Government, Honorable Members of Parliament, Chairpersons of District Councils, Parliament Chiefs and Traditional Leaders, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, distinguished development partners, representatives of international and regional institutions, private sector practitioners, academia, civil society, and members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. In November last year, I was with you at the second edition of the Climate Resilience and Energy Transition Dialogue. It was a remarkable event that attracted international partners, brought together many stakeholders to discuss climate change. Today again, it is a distinct honor to be here again with you at the fourth National Dialogue for Climate Resilience and National and Energy Transition. I heartily welcome all our guests and partners who are here today. Your presence reflects our resolve to shape a resilient and sustainable future for us all and the planet. We'll be in 2023. Our goal was simple and clear. We wanted to move beyond just grand declarations and turn ambition into measurable outcomes and results. At the first edition of the Climate Resilience and Energy Transition Dialogue, my government kick-started the development of the Energy Transition and Green Growth Plan for Sierra Leone. The plan sought to promote climate resilience and sustainable food systems. A year later, we launched that plan along with concrete actions and determination. This gave special stimulus to our journey towards sustainable access to energy and green growth. I want to say that I'm proud that we made considerable progress in this endeavor. Our progress has been shaped by consistency in our partnership and dedicated leadership. Today, we are gathered here not just to reflect on the progress we have made so far, but to renew our collective determination to advance a decisive national agenda on climate action and sustainable energy. Through our dialogue forum, we have strengthened cooperation between government, the private sector, and our development partners. Together, we have laid a foundation for investment and sectoral policy alignment with climate actions. We remain committed to this roadmap because for us in Sierra Leone, climate change is not a distant threat. We are already suffering from the devastating effects and therefore demand urgent and collective action. But the true achievement of this plan is anchored on securing the necessary funding to implement concrete actions articulated in that plan. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to inform this gathering that in our bid to secure the necessary funding in September, Sierra Leone's Mission 300 Energy Compact was endorsed. It is the largest and most comprehensive investment plan for the energy sector in our nation's history. In that regard, I'm grateful to the World Bank, the African Development Bank, and other major development partners who made commitments to this compact. This has firmly positioned Sierra Leone among the leading African nations driving the Mission 300 initiative, which seeks to connect 300 million Africans to reliable and affordable electricity by 2030. Through this initiative, Sierra Leone plans to access from about 36% to nearly 78% by 2030. This will provide at least 720,000 new household connections, combining grid expansion with off-grid and mini-grid renewable energy solutions. 300 Compact encompasses investment from the Millennium Challenge Corporation, MCC, and other major roadmap of the energy sector, under which all programs in the sector will be aligned. There are reforms to unlock additional development and private sector financing to meet the current energy funding gap. This significant milestone demonstrates that our policies are credible, our institutions are capable, and that our national vision for energy security is achievable. This sends a strong signal that Sierra Leone is ready to deliver a large-scale energy transformation under sound leadership and accountable governance. It also assures the private sector, our donor partners, and my government's genuine commitment to meaningful reforms. Moreover, it fosters an environment that positions the energy sector as a catalyst for sustainable economic growth. As we pursue the long-term vision for energy security, we are also taking immediate actions to provide reliable and affordable power to the country. Just a week ago, we signed a major project for a 40-megawatt solar power plant to be built in Kamakwe, as already announced by the chair. By 2026, I will commission the Regional Emergency Solar Intervention Project Respite, a 40-megawatt solar power with battery storages installed in 2 locations, 30 megawatts in Leone and 10 megawatts in Leone. For my government, energy transition is a practical, deliberate, systemic, and people-centered process. We will also continue to reform energy governance, improve transparency, and take measures to reduce technical and commercial losses in the distribution and transmission networks. As we increase energy access, my government is taking measures to leave no one behind, because our energy transition must be inclusive. It must serve every household. It must serve every community. My government is committed to establishing a rural electrification agency that will steward the rollout of the off-grid energy solution to at least 560,000 households by 2030. At the same time, we have undertaken several institutional and policy reforms to facilitate increased access to cleaner fuels and technologies, especially in the hard-to-reach areas of our country. The launch of the National Clean Cooking Strategy and the ECOWAS LPG 2020 program reflects our commitment to cleaner, healthier, and more sustainable living conditions. By expanding access to safe and affordable cooking fuels, we are protecting our forests, improving public health, and advancing women's economic empowerment. I commend the First Lady for her steadfast advocacy in promoting women's access to energy and for her continued leadership in advancing national development. The establishment of a climate finance unit within the Ministry of Finance, as has already been alluded to by the Deputy Minister, ensures better coordination and mobilization of resources for climate and energy programs. Our energy transition also seeks to deepen regional economic cooperation. As chair of ECOWAS, Sierra Leone's commitment to regional cooperation in energy and climate resilience. Through the West African Power Pool and the CLSG interconnection, we are strengthening cross-border electricity trade and building a more integrated regional market. I wish the gratitude to our sister countries of Côte d'Ivoire and Guinea for supplying electricity to us through the CLSG. Ladies and gentlemen, our response to climate change is not only limited to issues of access to energy. It encompasses food security and economic livelihoods as critical components. I've always argued that one of the most effective ways that we can address climate change is by accelerating the shift to alternative economic livelihoods through smart agriculture. My government's Feed Salon initiative is a bold effort towards food security and rural transformation. It is modernizing agriculture, promoting resilience and expanding opportunities for farmers and agribusinesses. We have witnessed a slight decrease in the import of various food commodities and significant reduction in food price inflation. We are establishing a special purpose vehicle or agricultural bank for climate-smart agriculture to provide affordable credit for farmers, women, and our youth. I want to recognize the role of PCREF in improving coordination, planning, and resource mobilization across these critical pillars of our development partners. Thank you to the team. I am very grateful for your hard work. Please also allow me to acknowledge the chairman of PCREF and sector lead of the Energy Sector Coordination Group, Dr. Kanda Young-Taylor. conclude, and my conclusion is a demand from all of you in this dialogue. Let's move forward with unity and with a sense of purpose and urgency. Let's turn every partnership into progress and every investment into meaningful impact. Let us make Sierra Leone the beacon of resilience and innovation and shared prosperity across the ECOWAS sub-region and Africa. On that note, I thank all of you for your dedication and partnership. It is now my distinct honor, ladies and gentlemen, to declare the climate resilience and energy transition dialogue open. And may God bless us all. Thank you.
We would like His Excellency to stay on stage if you can, so that those who spoke this morning, all our goodwill message ambassadors, if you can join His Excellency, and the colleagues will organize now the signing of the Kamakuye project. Please join His Excellency on stage. All of those who spoke this morning, please join His Excellency. Some on the left side as well.